Bye.
Right. Hi everyone. Just a minute. We're just going to jiggle you around because we forgot to get the microwave out. We forgot to get the microphone out. So just hold on. Maria is going to lift it up ever so gently. Hang on. It's the pleasures of going live. So pleasures of going live. It's always fun in the kitchen, isn't it? So Maria, we'll be doing some shout outs. So on the camera tonight we have Maria. She's in charge of everything. Here's the microphone. So you can my big gob in the kitchen.
Yes, very.
Okay. And then we are, that's not the plug-in, is it? This is, all right. Okay.
No, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we've got Shelley filming tonight. So while we get started, Maria's untangling cables.
It's fine, it's fine.
Yeah?
I'm
Where
not
do
there.
we need to be? She's plugged one in.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Everything is fine. You can go on.
Okay. Well, I'd like you to do some hellos.
Sorry.
It's always great. Technical things. Brilliant. Good. Right, so I'll get Maria to shout out some hellos. Let's give you a chance for everyone to get together. I'm sure you're surprised to see me pop up on a Thursday night. I'm going to try and pop up twice a week now. Really get on your nerves, okay? And anyhow, that's what I'm going to try and do. So it could be a daytime, it could be a nighttime, but we'll try and give you at least 24 hours notice. So Maria, do you want to say hello to everybody?
Yes. Hi, everybody. We have a lot of familiar names watching at the moment. We have like Tina Pine,
Hi,
Alison, Darren, Lynn, Rob Allen, Vic, Ian Thomas, Sue, Chris, Amy.
So lots of regulars.
Yes.
Okay, so that's brilliant. So anyhow, Laura couldn't make it today. She's at, I think she's at going to her nephew's teachers class. You're all doing something with the teachers, aren't you? With them all finishing school. So I think she's doing that. So Maria's on camera. Shelley is on the filming. And I am absolutely boiling hot. So you must think I'm completely bonkers deciding to bake tonight. So we get loads of questions of people saying, can you use the icing sugars in a cake mix? Yes, you can. So I'm going to show you my way of baking tonight. Now that doesn't mean it's the right way. So for you professionals out there, if you bake another way, for you non-professionals out there, you bake another way, that's fine. Bake any way you like. We all have our own way, but I'm going to show you my way. So the newbies will maybe give it a go. Yeah? So what do we like? Have we got a good audience building up, Ria?
Yes, we do. We have all about more than about 150 at the moment.
Well done, on a hot night, can't believe it. You must have all wanted to come in. And are we logged up to YouTube?
Yes.
So hello YouTubers, thank you for joining us as well. So I'm going to start as some little funny names for us, I think. I think we should have the YouTubers, the Sugar and Crumbers. What do you think, eh? Right, so let's get going then. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a Victoria sponge first. So Maria's just having a little bit of meltdown. Is there anything you need to do, Maria?
No, everything is fine.
Everything is fine, are you sure?
Yes.
You got over the microphone exercise?
Yes.
So that's a good thing, isn't it? So when two people are working together and one's thinking one way and one's doing the other. So let's get weighing out then. So where's my scales? What have I done with them? When we moved everything, we moved my scales.
There.
Where did they go? Ah, there they go. They got launched over here. Right, okay, so I'm in ounces. So anybody who wants to spend time converting, feel free, but I'm in ounces. So I like to use stalk margarine. Okay, and let me get my knife out. So we're going to get all the mixes together and get them in the oven. I have already pre-made stuff this afternoon, yes, absolutely crazy, in this heat, pre-made things. So I was boiling, then I had to leg it to the hairdressers to get my hair done, which if you look at it now is completely pointless. I may as well just pinned it up. So I think my hairdresser is watching tonight. Shout out Mia if you're watching, Amy, sorry. In the hairdressers, they've got two girls called Amy, so they can't have two Amy's, so they have to have another name, so mine's called Mia. Right, okay, so I am going to do the big cake first. So for the big cake, I'm going to do an 8-ounce mix, okay? Now this margarine's only been out a couple of hours and it's really very soft. So we're going to do an 8-ounce mix. And the thing with baking is they need to be exact. Don't put an 8 ounce and a bit in put 8 ounces in, yeah? So we're going to put 8 ounces of stalk margarine in. It's entirely up to you what you want to use, but that's what we're going to use. Then I am going to get the flavoured icing sugar. And the flavoured icing sugar I'm going to use tonight. Now the first sponge that I made earlier, I made it with banana split. I made the cupcakes with salted caramel. But it doesn't matter, that's the flavours that we're using tonight. You can use any of the flavoured icing sugars in your cake mix. So if somebody says you can't, you can say, Karen McFarland says you can. Yeah? Okay, so we don't care what anybody else says. So let me just clear my scales.
By the way, Mia is watching.
Hi Mia. But she says Amy on her name.
Yes.
It's really weird because we've got, and I think there's about 3 cakes in the hairdressers as well. And because we've got like 3 cakes, let me just get a spoon. They've all got different names as well, but the owner is called Kate, so she's kept her name. And the other Kate is called Amy, which my Amy is now called Mia. First in, first out, you know, they get the name. So I probably confused you all about going on about my hairdressers. And I'm going to have to run off and keep getting kitchen roll for my face because I am boiling. Right, okay. So there we go. Thank you, Maria. So we've got 8 ounces of margarine. I'm using stalk. We've got 8 ounces of salted caramel flavoured icing sugar. And we've got me kitchen roll. So there we go. Right, let's get over to the food mixer. Anybody got anything to say? Feel free. I've got some things I want to talk to you about once we've got all these made. So make sure you stay with me tonight. So I'm just going to put the margarine into the mixer. I'm using my new Kenwood because it's much quieter than my KitchenAids. So we're going to put that over there. I'm going to turn this on and I'm just going to beat this for a little while. Right. So we're just going to beat this for a little while.
Daniel Creech is watching and she said that she wants ice packs for Monday, please.
She wants an ice pack. I need one now. She can be bringing them in. So yes, on Monday we've got Danielle back in the kitchen. So it's going to be a fun night because we're working together. We're both going to show you how to use the drips. So Danielle has been busy sending me loads of pictures off Pinterest of loads of ideas. She's bombarded me with that many. I think we should put the challenge out to Danielle and we do 10 different drip cakes. Anyhow, I've got a couple of ideas of my own that are frying her off. So we are going to use a product called Cake Star. Okay, now this comes in 2 sizes. There's a 400ml and a 100ml. I always like to go for the big tin. You can either grease your pan if you want to. You know, there's no rules, okay? You can grease it with margarine, butter. You can do what you want, do which is what you prefer. But I like this, yeah? So, nice spray. Then we're going to get a grease paper. So these, you can pick them up by the Bountiful in Lakeland or Hobbycraft or B&M Bargains. They're just round greaseproof papers. So we're going to do that, okay? Let me just see how my butter is doing, 1 second. So let me just whiz that up a little bit. Okay. So if we come back over here, so what we're going to do is, we're going to make this cake with gluten-free flour, and we're going to make the layered cake with the normal flour, self-raising flour. The reason I'm going to do that is because I just want to show you it works with either of the flours, because by the time we finish the demo tonight, those will be out of the oven. And then, you know, so while I'm decorating, we'll get them all in the oven and then we'll decorate the others. And I think sunflowers is going to be our theme tonight. So we'll make some buttercream as well. So Maria has got loads of cake to eat. Shelley's really good, she doesn't eat much. But then I'll be sending the rest into the warehouse. So usual rules here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Okay, what goes on in Sugar and Crumbs? Come on, tell me, not you, the audience. What goes on in Sugar and Crumbs? Stays in Sugar and Crumbs, okay? So, for anybody who's a newbie, okay, if you see me wipe my face, flip my hair, I've got nails on, don't worry about it, you're not eating it. The only people that are eating it is myself, John, the warehouse, Maria. Shelley might have a bit. She's very good, she doesn't eat a lot of cake. Okay, so do not worry, I have no intentions of killing you just because I've got false nails on, or long hair, whatever it is. So all I want to do is all you newbies, say hello, okay, let us know where you are. Other members who watch us on a Monday, they will say hello and thank you for joining us as well. So come and enjoy the fun. So Shelley, I've just lost one of mine.
Now we have a lot of people saying it stays in Sugar and Crumb's kitchen.
Stays in the Sugar and Crumb's kitchen. Anybody who's got any negativity, bye bye. We're not interested. Right, okay, so how's my margarine doing? Right. So my margarine is in there. So we're over here. And then what we're going to do then is we are just going to pop our flavoured icing sugar in. Now, of course, if you want to use caster sugar, of course you can. Nothing wrong with using caster sugar. I've used caster sugar all my life, like the way my grandma showed me. But now we have the flavoured icing sugar, I use that as well. So it's really up to you. So we're just going to put that on gentle for a minute. So, when you use the flavoured icing sugar, don't go for mild flavours. Now you do know, if you buy a fruit and it's mild in flavour, don't use it for baking. It doesn't matter what flavouring you use, if you put it in the oven and bake with it, you'll lose 50%. So it doesn't matter whether it's a liquid, a powder flavouring, you'll lose 50% in the bake. So go for the stronger flavours, and the flavours I recommend is the salted caramel, the strawberry milkshake, raspberry ripple, white chocolate and raspberry, banana, black cherry, cherry bakewell. The pistachio will be good. I'm not sure about the honeycomb, I've not tried it yet, but there's loads. And you know what, you guys, so many of you do bake with it, so come on, let everybody know what you bake with and what you're happy with. Is it a very strong flavour? No. But if you put vanilla essence in, that's not a strong flavour either. It's a nice flavour, and I love it if you want a really nice soft sponge. So sometimes I might make a sponge and I actually don't want to put jam on or cream on. I'll actually then make the icing sugar into a water frosting, and then I'll drizzle it all over, let it dry, and that is so yummy with a cup of tea, seriously. Especially if you use our vanilla latte. We used to have a flavour called coffee, but it was never popular. It was one of my favourites. But we've weakened it down because you guys like latte, and that sells really well. But seriously, make a cake with that, and then add water to it when it's come out the oven and it's cooled down. Make a water frosting with it. Is it, what do you call it, a glaze? And then drizzle that all over the cake, let it set, and have a slice of that with a cup of tea. It's absolutely yummy. So you can see I'm melting here, so sorry, I do need the tissue, but I'm sure you're all with me there, aren't you? So you're all dabbing your faces as well. Let me know who's dabbing their faces as well, because Maria and Shelley are dying to do theirs. So make sure you let me know how you're getting on. We're so mad us Brits, aren't we? You know, we can't cope in this heat wave, but you know, where Maria comes from, she's got to work in it all the time. But you see, when we go over to the sun, we just like to lie in the sunbed for 2 weeks, don't we? That's our problem. Right, so you'll see now that I've mixed this in. I'm going to crack some eggs. So where's my bowl for cracking eggs? Just move this out of the way. Now when I'm cracking eggs, it's very rare to get a bad egg these days. If you got a bad egg, you must have done something really wrong. But these days, you must have stored them really wrong, or you really are using old eggs. So I like to, there you go, one. So because we're doing an 8-ounce mix, 2 eggs per 4 ounces. So we're going to put one in there, double check, that's fine. Going to slip it into there.
Oh, that is a really good idea.
Well, the other thing is sometimes you get a little bit in there that I don't particularly like. It's really funny, isn't it? You go to all the trouble digging some things out that you don't like, and but if you go somewhere for a meal and they've used egg, do you think they dig it out? No. So, but when I see it myself, I have to dig it out. I use large free-range eggs. Now, some people like to weigh their eggs and they swear by it. That's fine. That's what you do. Carry on. Don't change. I'm not asking you to change. Some people use medium eggs, but I use large free-range. Don't use extra large, just large free-range. You'll see. Yeah. So I'm quite happy all my eggs are okay, so we'll get rid of that. And then you'll see our mix is doing okay in here. Let me turn the mixer off. So Maria, is there any comments or any feedback?
Well, a lot of people are saying that you are very brave.
What, to be baking tonight?
Yes.
The ovens are on in here as well. We are dying. So I can't believe it. Mia, who's watching, or Amy should I call her, because that's her real name. I went into the hairdressers today and I was actually talking to a customer en route as well, Joan. Hello, Joan. So she couldn't believe it. So I walked in, my hair was dripping, and I said, I don't even know why I'm bothering to have my hair done because I'm going to go back and do a live. And I don't know about you, but I seem to think it's got warmer as the afternoon's gone on. So you can see our mix here. So let me just show you this. This mix is really silky, okay? And believe me, I'm not going to dip my finger in because I don't, are we over on this camera, Maria?
Yes.
I'm not going to dip my finger in because you're watching. But if you weren't watching, I'd be dipping it in now. It tastes really nice, believe me, it does taste nice. Okay, but as I say, what goes on in this kitchen stays in this kitchen. Right, so newbies, you will get used to me. Right, what I've got to do in here, eggs. Right, so really nice silky mixture, so let's turn that on. And then we're going to add one egg at a time, incorporate it. So while that's mixing, I'm going to weigh the flour. So where's my scales again? And we're going to use the gluten-free flour. Okay, I'm just going to use the same bowl that I had the icing sugar in. So we're going to use gluten-free flour and we're going to make 8 ounces because it's an 8-ounce recipe that I'm making. I'm not going to sieve the flour. You'll see it's blowing this way because we have got a fan on in the background. But again, do I say it's got to be exact. Don't do 8.1 or 8.2. If your recipe says 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 6 ounces, do exactly what it says. So we've got 1 egg in. Back over here for the second egg. Get that one in, incorporated. So I got my butter out of the fridge this afternoon, ready for tonight, and within an hour it has melted. Now, we came in here at 7:15 tonight, 7:30, but at 7:45 I got my butter out, and it's already softened again. I'd put it back in the fridge before, and now it's already softened again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, next egg. So egg number 3. Oh, sorry, both went in. Slippy little fellas they are. So Maria, are you going to say something?
Yes. Nikki is asking. Nikki later is asking if we change or if we swap the castle sugar to the natural flavor icing sugar. Are we going to use the same weight?
Yes, exactly the same, like for like. And I don't dilute it when baking. So lots of you dilute the icing sugar. So diluting is great if you're going to dilute for your buttercreams, but don't ever dilute for baking. Now, when you're using the flavoured icing sugars for baking, it's going to give you a much softer, silkier mix, which is actually going to give you a soft, lighter sponge. Right, okay then, so we're all incorporated. Now sometimes, if you look in there, sometimes you might find that your eggs have curdled. Mine haven't curdled, but sometimes it curdles. If it curdles, okay, don't worry about it. All you've got to do, so are you back here, Shelley? All you've got to do is pop in a little bit of flour, just like this. So just, that's if it curdles. Just put in a tablespoon or 2 of the flour. Okay, now, turn it on. But as mine hasn't curdled tonight, we're going to do it this way. So, as it hasn't turned off tonight. What's dropped in there? Something interesting's just dropped in there. Or maybe it was a hole. Right, okay, so here we go. So in goes the flour, and we're using Dove's Farm flour, which is the gluten-free flour. Now, if you are doing gluten-free, you shouldn't really be doing it in the kitchen with any other products that are not gluten-free, okay? So when you are doing, we can, because we've got nobody gluten-free here. All I'm doing is showing you how to make the sponge. But if you are using gluten-free products, you need to make sure all your utensils, everything is washed and not been touched by anything that's got gluten in. John's niece has got has got, is it celiac, is it called? Yeah. So she has that, so she can't even use the same toaster. So some of you may not realise that, but that is quite important that you do. So all we're going to do is fold that in. So we're not mixing, we're folding in, okay? We're going to make this a few times tonight, so don't get bored, because I just want you to be able to talk through it. So we're just going to fold in. You see it all there.
Dex Abraham, I think.
Pardon?
Dex Abraham, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she's looking forward to seeing you at the Cake and Bake show.
Ah, yes, I'll be there. So we have made a decision to go, well, we're already booked on Cake and Bake. We are talking to Cake International. Now, you know that I'm a big fan of, I'm not interested in going to any shows where they allow copies. And if they're selling copies of moulds or my nozzles or infringing copies, then I don't want to be associated with those shows. So Cake International are actually going to be doing something about it this year, and on the basis that they're going to do something, I'll attend. So well done to them. So there we go. I'm going to have a little bit of, maybe do a little meet and greet and things there. It's got to be confirmed yet. I am talking to them, but they are very, very positive. So when I make a cake as well, I like to add some water, okay? So I like to add cooled boiled water. So for an 8-ounce mix, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cooled boiled water. Okay, don't ask me why, it's all my grandma did. Some of you may add milk, okay, but I add water, and some of you may add nothing. So then we've got our pan. We've got our big pan, and Shelley, is there any chance you can come this way because I'm right-handed? So can you see over there?
Yeah. Perfect.
Right, so we're just going to pour it all in.
Well, we have few people say that they would like you to come to Cake International.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have to be honest. You need to tell Cake International that's why you want me to go. I wasn't going to go. If I'm really honest, I wasn't going to go this year. It was on my list not to go. They're very much aware of that. And like I say, I am not going to a prestigious show where they don't recognise brands. You have to pay a lot of money to have a stand. And when you've invested in a quality product and you've done all the food regulations and you've done everything to make your product food safe, then the last thing I want to be doing is stood next to some bloke across the road selling across the aisle selling copies of my product. So I've spoken to Cake International for the last 4 years about this situation. Got to a little bit to a head last year, but this year we're on track. We're very positive, and I'm looking forward to going. So those people who know me know what I'm like. Can't keep my mouth shut. Right, so there we go. So there's our first cake done. That's going to go in the oven. Now I bake on low and slow. So you can bake between 140, 150, depending on how new your oven is. Now I normally bake on 140, but my ovens now are about 3 or 4 years old. So I've started baking on 150. They're spotlessly clean, they're lovely, but I've started baking on 150. So we're going to put this in the oven, and the time is 8:30, okay? So it should be ready just before we finish. So, pop this in the oven. Now that's an 8-inch mix, so we're going to do it again, just so you missed it, but we're going to use banana flavour. The reason is I want to show you a big cake, I want to show you sponges, I want to show you making cupcakes, all with the same recipe. We're not going to use the Dove's Farm, we're going to use the self-raising, but we'll be a bit more quicker about it now.
Carol, Vanessa is asking, what size tin are you using?
I am using 8-inch, and I think it is a 4-inch deep tin. Now, I don't need to wash my bowl, okay? Don't be running off having to wash your bowl or anything like that. That's not a problem at all. You're in the kitchen, it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to get my margarine again. It's going to go in here. There we go. So you'll find that some people are OCD and want to wash a bowl, but you really don't need to. So I really need you on this side, are you okay? Only because with the way.
Lift it up that way.
Yeah, because I can't do it the other way. So we're going to do 8 ounces again. No, because I'm going to do 3 layers, I'm going to do 12 ounces for this one. Look how soft this margarine's gone. So for the next one, I'll be getting it out of the fridge. So 12. Yeah, perfect. Bang on. So this is 12 ounces. Yeah, we're going to get this into the mixer. We'll get that whacked on.
It's the first time for Paul Holmes going to the Cake and Bake show in London, so he hopes see us there.
Yeah, so I'll be at Cake and Bake. I've been booked last year. Cake and Bake are really very, very good. They're a fantastic show. Lots of you go. And I'm actually surprised that there's some names that don't go, but they really should. It really is a very good turnout. So I really do like Cake and Bake. So we're back on the mixer again. Let's get this on here. Sorry, Shelley, nearly got you. Okay. Alright, messing up your pretty dress. Right, so we're back in here with the icing sugar. So I'm just going to tap that in there for residual of flour. So this time we're going to make banana split. Okay? So we're going to, Shelley, come around here.
I'm trying to work out what side.
There we go. So we need 12 ounces this time because we do all the same. And again, like I say, don't do 12 ounces and 1, 12 ounces and 2. It's got to be exactly 12 ounces. So some of you might see a little dusty bit now. Yeah, that's definitely 12 ounces. If you've never had this banana split, get it. It's absolutely amazing. It tastes delicious. And it's not one that people always buy, but it's really lovely. So we've got that. Let's see how that's doing. Let's whack that up a little bit.
Carol Harday said, please go to Cake International because I could spend a fortune on your stuff and I would like to meet you there.
So when we go to Cake International, sorry, I've got to use this to wipe my face with how hot it is. So I'll just turn the mixture off in a minute. When we do go to the cake shows though, we do only take 2 products with us. We take our flavoured icing sugars and we take our genuine Russian piping tips. The genuine Russian piping tips, if you're new here tonight, are nifty nozzles. They actually belong to the designer, Alexander Lebedev. He does designs with us and they are the only genuine Russian piping tips. Anything else you see is a copy. And I don't care what big store you see it in, they are selling a copy, okay? So, we've got that there. I need some eggs. Let me grab another little bowl. So we do our egg scenario again. So, if we've got a 12 ounce mix, how many eggs do I need? See who can pop up. Not you, Maria. You can't tell me. So, if we've got a 12 ounce mix, what are they all saying? Are they paying attention?
Well, they're saying that it's looking tasty. And it tastes tasty.
Pardon?
Julia said it is looking tasty, and I said it's not only looking tasty but also it tastes tasty.
Yeah. Maria loves my cakes. I've never seen anybody so giddy when I told her I was making banana and salted caramel cake. So she's really giddy. So you'll see that I like to dig out any little bits. It's really silly really because you know, when you go to a restaurant or you have somebody make you a cake in somewhere, you know, they probably don't care about it. It just all gets thrown in the mix. So have we got how many eggs I need for this 12 ounce
Well,
mix?
I was going to say, well done everyone. Everyone is saying 6.
So
Except,
you all know how to bake a cake then?
Except June Barrett is saying 7.
Maybe she throws one in for good luck. Is that what you're doing, June? So there we go. So we've now got 6 because we're going to make 3 layers now. And because we're going to make 3 layers, the way I work it, when it's an 8-inch tin and it's a deep tin, I make an 8 ounce mix. When I'm making sandwich tins, 8 ounce round sandwich tins, I put 4 ounces in each one. And because I want to make 3 layers, 3 times 4 is 12, isn't it? So that's why I need a 12 ounce mix. So let's get this back on again. So, oh, not put my sugar in yet, I'm jumping ahead of the game. Shelley, was you watching? No?
I noticed that you put your sugar down, but I didn't want to say anything.
So you was happy to let me put my eggs in without the sugar? Eh? Right, so let's get the sugar in. So let's stir that in a minute. So while that's doing, so while we mix that on, let me just put in now the other mix now. So Shelley, could you grab me some margarine out of that fridge there for me? So I'll just get my other recipe going.
Should we weigh the flour?
Pardon?
Should we weigh?
I'll weigh the flour in a minute, don't worry. I've got another bowl. So while that's mixing now, let me get I'm only going to do an 8-ounce mix again. And I'm going to blow your brains out what I'm going to do next.
June answered you back saying, I knew I was doing something wrong.
Well, sometimes it's good to throw things in for good luck. Right, so that's that one gone. So let's just get rid of the rubbish. Okay, let's get another one in.
Carol, we have few new followers on YouTube, and they are asking, what is this?
What is it we're making tonight?
No, what is that Facebook Live? What is about? Sugar and crumbs? What are we doing?
It's making a sponge cake with our flavoured icing sugars. So YouTubers, if you are a fan of sugar and crumbs, we're just making a sponge cake. We're making a deep sponge cake, and we're making a layered sponge cake, and we are also making cupcakes. So what I said is, you don't have to do it my way. I'm just showing you my way, because so many people, and those people who are on the group, they go, it doesn't work. Somebody put it on there this week, I've made a sponge cake. Where have I gone wrong? I only use sugar and crumbs flavoured icing sugar. Sugar is sugar. It's nothing to do with the sugar. You will have made a mistake in your method. And it's very easy. We're busy, we've got the kids, the phone rings, the mobile goes, we're looking at Facebook. It's very easy to forget something. I nearly forgot to put the sugar in. I nearly went to put the eggs straight into the margarine. So easy to do, yeah? So you need to make sure that can go in there, Shelley, because we're finished with that now.
Hina Kurso from Pakistan, she said that she loves you.
Oh, very nice, thank you. Right, okay, so here we go. So if you like me or anything I've got to do, feel free to send the love. I don't mind you sending lots of love hearts and likes my way. I'm always asking you to do it to anybody else in the kitchen, so don't leave me out. I want them as well. Otherwise I'll get jealous.
Karen Naylor can't believe that you are baking in this heat.
I know. Karen, the reason I'm baking in this heat is because I've got some things to tell you all afterwards. And John said, can we do a live? I looked at him and thought, seriously? So where do we think John is at this moment in time? With his feet up, watching telly with a nice fan on him, watching us doing this Facebook Live, you know what it is? And where's us three? In here. Where was I this afternoon? Baking. So, here we go. So we've got the sugar in there, we've got the margarine in there, so we are now going to add the eggs. So I'm going to add 2 at a time. I'm going to weigh the flour out as well. Oh, 3 slipped in. Oh, they're slippy these eggs, aren't they? Right, okay, flour. So we're going to use McDougall's, is it McDougall's? Yeah, McDougall's flour. I like to use a quality brand. I like to use this one. Wright's Bacon is very good. I like to use Home Fried. I like to use a good brand. Some of you use Supermarket's Own. There's nothing wrong with that. It's entirely up to you. But I like to use these because they're very fine. You don't need to sieve them. So this one here.
Karen Naylor said, get John back in the kitchen behind the cameras.
John's very good at giving the orders. I like to think I'm the boss, but sometimes I have to seriously worry because I'm the one who's here and he's the one who's got his feet up. So we're here now. Right, okay. So Shelley's just said it's making a weird noise. And it's not making a weird noise. All it is that sometimes when you've got a lot of butter, margarine and egg in, it just sounds a bit sloppy. So it's going around there sloppying. So if you look, you might see it fully separated. And we're doing well tonight. Got no separation, which is brilliant. But if it does separate, let me just turn it off. So it's not separated, but if it does separate, from your flour, put a tablespoon in. Okay, let that incorporate. Put a second tablespoon in. And then when we're ready, let me get rid of those balls, Shelley, just stick them on there a minute. Right, so when we're ready, which we are now, I'm going to get our
What speed are you beating the eggs with?
Pardon?
What speed are you beating the eggs?
To be fair, it really does depend on the time of the year. Because we're having a heat wave, I'm actually only doing this on 4. But you know, normal summer days in the UK is a lot cooler. So I have to do it a little bit more. So Shelley, where are we?
Yeah.
So I have to do it a little bit more because a faster speed because it's firmer. So there we go. So we're going to plonk our flour in. Now you never mix the flour. Okay? Don't ever mix the flour. Always fold it in. Now there's a technical reason why you should do that. Don't ask me what it is. I can never remember how to describe it. I know what you have to do. I don't know whether it's knocking out the air or don't knock out the air. It's one of them. But I think if you mix it, you end up putting too much air in. So we're just going to fold it, and I am going to dry my face again.
Actually, Deborah has a really nice idea. I think she said that you should give John the washing up to do.
You're joking. You're joking. That man's well and truly spoiled and pampered, and if he's watching, he should be saying as well. He watches under my name as well, by the way. So, so let's just fold this in. Doesn't help we've got the ovens on here as well, so it's absolutely boiling. Maria, do you think we should open the door?
Yes, of course.
Can you believe it? Maria's hot. We've got a fan in the office and Maria wanted it on today. So those people who don't know Maria and Shelley, these two sit here all summer freezing to death. It's so bad. Anyhow, oh Maria, well done. She just put the fan in front of me. Great. So they sit in the office moaning about how cold they are. So let me just fold out these. There's a couple of lumps of flour there, so I'd just like to knock those out. Make sure we've got them out. Any questions, Maria?
Well, Casey Silvano Rowe say a really beautiful things to you. She said, Carol, I just love to watch you and learn from you. I also speak my mind, which gets me in trouble at times. Thanks for all your time and hard work. If you get a chance to come to the States, I will try my best to see you.
How lovely is that? That's nice, isn't it? Maria and Shelley think the same about me as well. So does Laura and all the staff. Right, let's do that. Thank you, that's so lovely. Right, okay, so let's get over here a minute. Let's get our tins. So those of you who follow me know that I'm not a professional baker. I'm not going to say the dreaded words hobby baker. Now, some of you wonder why I don't like the word hobby baker. It's not that I don't like the words hobby baker, but I wouldn't call myself a hobby knitter. I wouldn't call myself a hobby cross stitcher, a hobby golfer. But the thing is, professionals get upset when hobby bakers come onto the group or go on Facebook and say they're charging. Because technically, when you're a hobbyist, you shouldn't be charging. So my theory is, don't tell anybody what you do. If you charge for the cake, that's entirely up to you. It's now to do with me. I'm not advising you what to do. But you know what? Let's not have the fallout on Facebook because you've charged for a frigging cake. Who cares? Yeah? So some people charge ingredients, some people just charge love, some people charge for a box of chocolates. It's entirely up to you. But if you are going to charge for cakes, then you do need to make sure you've got the right things in place. Okay, so we're using our spray release again. Sorry.
How long? Sorry.
Now that I've got a fan in the way, it's blowing my spray release everywhere.
Do you want me to move?
No, that's alright, we'll manage.
How long has the cakes have to be in the oven?
Right. How long does it have to be in the oven?
Mm-hmm.
Right, well these 20 minutes, that big one a little bit longer. But because I like to bake slow, I don't really like to time my cakes. I like to put them on, give myself a rough idea. So I'm going to give that big cake about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I'll go and test it and have a look at it, okay? These, about 20 minutes, and that's because I'm going to put all 3 in the oven, so I might have to put them on for 30 minutes, but we're going to put them on, and then I'm going to show you the ones I made this afternoon. So, you've seen me do that. Right, this is what I'm looking for.
No, June, I'm not wearing a cardigan today.
No, she's not wearing a cardigan today. Maria, come and show what you're wearing. No, you will not believe it. You're going to see her shoulders. Look at this. Go on, drop those shoulders, Maria. Look at this. Look, she's been like that in the office. Hey? Oh, yeah. Have the gardener looking at her today. So there we go.
Do you put water in that mix?
I didn't, no. I was waiting to see if anybody had spotted it.
Well done, Ian.
Well done. Is that my lovely friend who's made me that lovely sign? So, well done for noticing. I hadn't put the water in, it was a deliberate mistake. 1, 2, 3. Because we're using a 12-ounce mix, we're putting 1 in per 4 ounces. So let's just mix that in. I am joking, I had forgot. We all make mistakes, don't we? I'm big enough to say, but you know what, I just like to wind you up. I say that to Shelley and Maria in the office all the time. If I forgot something and they remind me, I always say I was just checking that you'd remembered. So it's just our bit of fun. Right, okay, so Shelley, you'll have to get round this side because if you just, you only need to film me doing 2 of them. It's fine, 1 or 2 of them. So I don't measure my mix, I just pour in.
What flavor are you using? Self-raising flavor or just plain?
Self-raising. You'll see that I didn't use any baking powder. Right, now some people get a little bit OCD, okay, and what they do is they want to weigh the ingredients. So there's nothing stopping you putting your sandwich tin onto the scales and weighing out. I can't be bothered with all that though. See, it's unnecessary.
Natalie Roser is asking, why are you putting water?
I don't know. My grandma told me to do it and I've always done it. And I went on a baking class with a lovely lady a few years ago when I first started baking, and she is called Linda Ashcroft from Buttercup Cakes, and she puts water in as well. And when she put water in, I haven't baked since I was a young girl. Last time I used to bake was when I was 26. I had children very young, so I got married when I was 17. I had my first child when I was just over 18. I didn't have to get married, but I had my first child. By the time I was 23, I had 4 children and happily divorced. So then when I was 26, I decided to start going night school and start doing some cake decorating. And in them days, they only did royal icing. There was no sort of, well, there was fondant and things then, but it was all royal icing. And then I stopped baking then. I baked until I was about 30. Just all sorts of things really. But just when I say, what did I used to love baking? What's that stuff with that? Cherry bakewell pies. I used to love making them. Biscuits, sponge cakes, everything like that. I used to love baking. And then I didn't bake again until I hit 50. And when I hit 50, I then bought myself a food mixer. It's when I started Sugar and Crumbs. Bought ourselves a food mixer, and then I got a lady in to give me a class, a private demo. And then when she gave me this private lesson, I thought, I don't know why I've got her in. I know how to make them. But you know what, you do these things. So anyhow, so that's my story there. So that's my cakes, okay? Now you're seeing these cakes, some have got more than others. If you want to spoon a bit out, you can do. So we'll spoon a little bit out because this one's looking a bit skinny and this one's looking a bit greedy. So we'll just put a little bit more in there. Yeah. Right, so these are going to go on long, slow bake. Let's get these in there.
Yes, you can use milk or water, whatever you want.
Yeah, you can use milk. Some people use milk. Okay. I'm hoping my cakes are going to work because it's just got really hot.
We will eat it anyway.
I made cakes this afternoon perfectly well. I think because it's so hot, I might not make the cupcakes yet. I think I'll get on with making some buttercream because I can see my butter is melting for fun. So I just need some help, girls. So before we do that, could you just go and wash and dry that for me, Shelley, please? And I'll just do that. Okay? I think we're just throwing the phone on the floor.
Okay, though.
So, okay then, can I give you that? Let me get a cloth, some other bits. So hold on.
What temperature are you putting on?
140 to 150. You don't need to wash all of it, Shelley. Just the bowl and the... Oh, because I've got other clean stuff.
Julia's asking, who is the one licking the bowl?
Well,
It would be me, but I'm washing it.
there's some things that go on in the kitchen that you lot don't need to see. Let me get a cloth.
You need that one washing as well?
No, I'll get some clean ones.
Carol, do you use baking belts?
Sorry, be back in a minute.
It's fine. Do you use baking belts?
Do I use what? No.
Sorry, yes, belts.
No. I've never used a baking belt in my life. Actually, I tell a lie. I've used it once. Okay, and I only used it once to try it to see if it works. But I've never had a problem baking my cakes. So, right, so let's get out the cakes that I made this afternoon.
Also,
And I made these at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So Maria and I are under massive pressure. In fact, the whole Sugar and Crumbs team are, because we're building a new website ready to launch on August 11th. So we have to get everything on. Sorry, anybody who's just watching now, it's very hot here in the UK.
yes.
So and don't worry, you're not eating the cake. Right, so let me just see what we've done here.
Yes, all the cake mixtures are in the same oven.
So, Maria will see this. So I kept my cakes covered this afternoon. And the reason I've kept them covered is because there's lots of pesky flies around. So I needed to put a tea towel over the whole lot. So what I did is, because I was in the kitchen, I baked them. And while I was here, I just left them resting in the tin. But then when I went next to the hairdressers, I covered them up, simply because I'm not here to watch if anything comes in. And then when I came back, I have tipped them out. So you can see how lovely and level they are. Do you like them? So the other ones are going to come out like that. So that's one, and then we did 3 all together. Okay, so ta-da! There's our third one. Now the reason I like to bake them long and slow for is I don't like to waste cake. So I don't want to be cutting some off and having to eat it. So you know what? We'll do it long and slow, and it'll be nice like this. So I'm just going to get a cake drum out because we're going to use these, and we're going to make some buttercream.
Important question, Carol.
Yeah.
When are you going to sell products in Canada?
No, I'd love to. I need to find a supplier. So you just have to ignore the board. I'm not decorating the board tonight. So talking about abroad products, we have got a new product coming out for you people abroad, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Right, so I'm not going to stick it to the board because it's going to get eaten. So you can see under there. Can you see under there, Maria?
Perfect.
So that's how my bake is. Okay, this is this afternoon's bake. Well done, Shelley. So nice and soft. Perfect. What do we think? Okay, we're going to do that one. Another one. These were all baked together in the same oven, all for the same amount of time. 2 on the top shelf, 1 on the middle shelf. So perfect, nice. You happy with them, guys? We'll see how the others come out afterwards, okay? So those were baked fresh this afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some buttercream, and I'll show you what else. Do you want to go and put that in the bin for me? Right, I also made some cupcakes. To be fair, I was going to make some more cupcakes now, but if I'm really honest, it's that hot, I don't need to make any more cupcakes. Unless you really want me to, I can, but it's exactly the same mixture, and these are my cupcakes, okay? And all I've done is, if you want me to make them, let Maria know, and you know what, I can start making them now. But it's exactly the same mixture, and all I've done is I've put them in a selection of foils and papers. You'll see there's no peeling. These are these are Coolpit cases. You'll see there's no grease underneath them. So sometimes people say, what happens with peeling? Now, I've had peelers in my life. I'd be lying to say I hadn't. We've all had them. You'll find it very difficult for, you're doing something seriously wrong if your cakes peel from a foil. But paper cases, the only way they peel from these is if you've not put enough mixture in, you've not baked them long enough, okay? You've got them out of the oven and then slap them onto the table. Because when you slap them onto the table, the steam bangs and it has to escape and therefore gives you peelers. One time, this is how I got them. They came out of the oven and I had to dash out, so I threw a clean tea towel over them. Well, then I'm keeping the heat in and the steam has to go somewhere, so it pushed open them. I don't put rice in the bottom of my tins. If you buy a good quality cupcake case, you'll have no problems. When you get them and there's loads of grease underneath, you bought a very cheap cupcake case. So sometimes you'll see people who will say that they've got to put rice in and they've got all greasy bottoms. But seriously, there's no greasy bottoms here. Have a look. And if you want, we can make some more after. Okay, there's no grease coming through the foil. But if you want me to make some, just let Maria know if you want me to make them, because I can do. Otherwise, we can get on with the buttercream.
Could you please repeat the recipe?
Yeah. So we've made two recipes. We've made an 8 ounce and a 12 ounce. So we made an 8 ounce for the deep tin, and that was 8 ounces of margarine. I used Stork. 8 ounces of flavoured icing sugar of your choice, and for that one we used, which was the first one we used? Was it banana?
Salted caramel.
Was it salted caramel? Salted caramel. And then we used 4 eggs, okay, because it's 2 eggs per 4 ounces. And then 8 ounces of flour and 2 tablespoons of cooled boiled water. So if you go back, you can watch this live again afterwards, you'll see how I've done that. Then we've made 3 sponges. So when I'm using an 8-inch sponge tin, it's 4 ounce mix per tin. So I need 3 4-ounce mixes because I'm doing 3 layers, so that's a 12 ounce. So basically everything's 12 ounces and I've used 6 eggs and 3 tablespoons of cooled boiled water. Okay, so hopefully you've got that. Have you got that? Let me know.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like to bake long and slow. So normally I bake on 140 and then I go and check them. I generally go and check them after about 20 minutes. But because I've got 3 in the oven, I'd probably say they're going to need 30 minutes. We're going to cut this cake afterwards so you can see how lovely it is as well. And Maria will be down to eat a piece and I'll make her eat it in front of you as well. That's providing the buttercream isn't melted too much. Come on.
Do you take them out of the tins straight away?
No. I didn't take mine out of the tin until I came back from the hairdressers. So I left them on the top. I always use these. See these? I always use these. Now these come in sets of 3. They're on the website. So by the way, we've not mentioned anything you want to buy tonight is on the wish list. So if you go over to our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, in the top right hand corner it says Facebook Live wish list. Drop there, drop into this month, drop into Carol McFarland, which is me, and everything I'm using is in that wish list tonight. So I put the tins on here, okay, leave them to cool, but because I had to run to the hairdressers and they've been out for an hour, I just then covered them over with the tea towel because I didn't want any, because it's so hot here and the window was open, I didn't want anything to come on and land on them while I wasn't here, so they were covered. The cupcakes I left in the tin as well. Now normally I take them out of the tin after about 10 minutes, but they were actually left the whole time while I was in the hairdressers till I come back. So if you want me to make them, let me know because I'll need to get on with it now. You don't need to see that recipe again, exactly the same recipe. When you fill, now that 8-ounce mix makes 12 plus 6 is 18, isn't it? So that made 18 cupcakes. When you fill your cupcakes, they must be at least 2/3 full. I do see some of you make cupcakes and you're really mingy with them. You put in just a spoonful and then you wonder why your cake is down here. It's because you're tight. Okay, so make sure they're 2/3 full. Sorry if you don't like that, but that is the problem. You need to make sure that they're 2/3 full so that they come up, because you want them to the top. You don't want them down. This was my last one. This was my number 16. And look, he's low. Yeah, because that's all I had left. So, and then some of them I put a little bit too much in. Now if you want a dome on them, turn the heat up a little bit more and then they dome a bit more, but we're having flat tops now. So, okay, that's where, sorry to tell you you're tight, but you are. Right, okay, so we're going to make some buttercream now. So we've got the dish here and we're going to make quite a bit of buttercream because I want to make some sunflowers. So I'm going to put the mix into there. So I'm not going to use, since you don't want me to make the cupcakes, I'm going to get this put in the fridge. Can you put that back in the fridge for me, Shelley? And I'll put that back in the container afterwards. Thank you. And in fact, I can pop it in the fridge actually, thinking about it, because I'm going to go and get some jam. Hold on a moment. So, we are going to use strawberry jam.
Everybody's saying that it's fine about the cupcakes, it's too hot and there is no need because it's the same recipe.
Yeah, good. Just so you're sure, but tomorrow, not tomorrow, I won't get time, but on Monday, I will do them anyhow so that the girls can video them being made, because we're going to make them as separate videos. Now, I do need to get some buttercream on, so what did I do with my butter? There it is. So we're going to make quite a bit of butter, okay? So let me just shove this out of the way here. So when you come to make buttercream, I just make a very simple recipe, okay? Do you want me to move those, Maria?
Yes, do you mind?
Yeah, hold on. Just move those over there a minute. So I just like to make it, you won't ever put them on there, just stick them on there. So this kitchen's full of stuff, okay? I make a very simple buttercream recipe, nothing fancy. It's exactly the same recipe I use for the Russian piping tips, the genuine ones, okay? Gotta keep getting that in, okay? Don't be buying those cheap snidey copies. All you're doing is feeding somebody in China who's probably using a child to make them, slave labour or whatever it is. I'm not saying China make all bad things, there's lots of good factories in China. You know, my Apple phone comes from China. In fact, nearly everything comes from China. But if you're looking for something cheap, there's a reason why it's cheap. And if it's cheap, it's usually because it's cheap labour. Right, okay, so we're using 500 grams of butter, okay? I'm going to get that on the mixer. I'll give you that for the bin. Did you wash my cover? My thing for the mixer? Shelley's forgot to wash it. 1 second. Okay, so we'll get that on there. Now, when you're making buttercream, you can either make it with salted butter or unsalted butter. Again, it's personal choice. There's no rules. It's entirely up to you. It's like the way I'm making this cake tonight. You don't have to make it the way I am. And you know what? If you're perfectly happy with the way you make your cakes, don't change. You know when they say if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Carry on the way you are. But if you're new to baking, then give this a go. Okay, and I know quite a lot of you have watched me before and have given it a go. So, and if there's any of those real fancy cake makers out there going, she's doing it all wrong, hard luck, because they taste really good.
Could you give us any advice to how to get a really black color in a buttercream?
We'll talk about that another day. We'll talk about that another day. It's very difficult to get black.
Yes.
You, right, there we go, you ready? We need to talk about that another day, if I'm really honest, because how I get black, maybe a lot of you might not like it, but so. Let's put the mixture on. How I get black is that I tend to, all my buttercream that's left over, I make it as my last colour. So when I've made lots of various buttercreams, coloured buttercreams, I throw it all together in one bowl, and then I add red and black together, and then I throw in a bit more black all the time, and then I wait for it to mature, generally overnight. So it goes to a horrible mucky grey first, and then you get more and more black. But you do have to put a lot of black colouring in, but there's easier ways than doing it, okay? You can use just a black gel, but you need to put a lot of black gel in, yeah? So, anyhow, going back to the buttercream, doesn't matter to me whether you use salted butter or unsalted butter. I, out of habit, have always used unsalted butter. I think I might have said use salted butter or salted butter. I meant use salted butter or unsalted butter. Out of habit, I've always used unsalted butter. It doesn't really matter. The only people who would use unsalted butter are the people who don't like it too sweet, because the saltiness takes it away. So you can use salted butter, and that makes it very less sweet, or you can use half and half. It's entirely up to you, or you can be like me and use totally unsalted butter. So we've got the butter in the machine, and what we're going to do now is we're going to beat that on fast until it's nice, white and fluffy. Yeah?
Jackie's going to try your way. So Jackie, please, if you are going to bake any cake, it would be nice if you can post on the group, because we would love to see your cakes using our icing sugar.
Yeah. So what we're going to do then is we're going to use the flavoured icing sugar for the buttercream. So I'm hoping that you can hear me well enough now while the mixer's on. Now some of you dilute this, so some of you will use half a bag of this with half a bag of plain. That's not a problem. And some of you use it full strength, so it's really down to your own personal taste buds. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix caramel. So I'm going to do 1 bag of caramel, 1 bag of banana caramel cake. Do you like it? So I'm going to put the two together. Yeah? So, let's get to do it. Can you grab me the queen spatula down there for me, please? And then I want to talk to you about tonight's offer, and I want to talk to you about doing me a favour. So you're ready, grab yourself a pen and paper, or get notes up on your phone, alright? So I want you all to work together on this. If you believe in me and follow me like so many of you do, I want you to like and share what I'm going to ask you to do, yeah? And I want you to support me. And I want you to message me and tell me, just private message me and tell me that you've done it, because that would be amazing. I'll tell you what I want you to do in a minute. So you know the NatWest Bank? I'll come back to you. So, just 1 second. I've got to take this call. Hate to do this, but it's my son. Wesley, I'm actually on a Facebook Live. Bye. If I don't answer that call, then it's going to keep ringing and ringing, and you know when it's your kids ringing, I've no idea what emergency he might have at the moment or not have, but you're more important. Isn't that good, that? So, so we've got our butter going. Going straight down. Okay. How's our audience doing, Maria?
Well, really, really nice. We have over 250.
Ah, fantastic for a Thursday night. Brilliant.
Yes.
That's what we like.
And most of them saying that they have tried our icing sugar and they love them.
Yeah.
So that is what we want.
Right. Okay, so can you see in the bowl here now? Now this butter tonight is actually really soft. Normally it's a bit firmer than this, and I like it to go a bit whiter. Can you see that, Maria?
Yes,
So normally I like it to go a bit whiter than that, but I don't really want to mix it much more because of the warm weather. Now what we're going to do now is, let me just move that cake out of the way. Because I put 2 packets of butter in, okay, we're going to put 2 packets of flavoured icing sugar in. Like I said to you before, you can do half a bag of flavoured and 1 bag of flavoured and 1 bag of plain. If you're making a smaller batch, it's half a bag. Or you can do what I'm doing. Now we're mixing the flavours. Now when you buy the flavoured icing sugars, there's nothing stopping you from mixing flavours. Okay, so some of you have been asking me, because we don't sell coconut and lime anymore. So I had a lady going, Cara, I really need the coconut and lime, really need the coconut and lime. Well, that's great. So I told her what to do. So she's bought the bag of coconut, 2/3 of coconut, 1/3 of lime. Or 3/4 of coconut, 1/4 of lime, depending on how strong the lime you want in it. So she's done that. And you know what? Mix flavours together. It's amazing what you get together. So we're going to do banana and caramel. So there we go. We've got a bag of this. Maria's eyes lit up. I have to tell you, the kitchen does smell pretty gorgeous.
Everybody has the pen ready, waiting for you.
Ready? Good. Well, let's get this done first.
Well done, Karen Naylor. She said something in Spanish. Well, she wrote something in Spanish. It was really nice.
Rude.
No. It was like good morning.
Right, can you go and throw that in the bin? I may as well get rid of it now. So, now when you put the icing sugar in, do not turn the mixer on yet. So we need to chop it in, okay? You'll see it's blowing around because I've got this fan on. Maria, can you just move that fan? Just turn it round to you for a minute.
Yes.
Because at the moment it's blowing all this way.
Like this?
No, just turn it to you just to stop it blowing towards. because at the moment it's blowing. So we're just going to chop in the icing sugar. Okay, do not at this stage go and put it on the mixer. You need to chop it in. Now normally I would do one bag at a time, but I'm chatting away, so I've thrown both bags in. Now in the winter, when you're struggling to melt your buttercream, watch your hair doesn't go in that fan now. So it's all I need wrapped up in the fan, isn't it? So in the winter, when you're struggling to melt your butter, I'll add a dash of boiling water, okay? But because it's summer and it's so hot, we don't really need to do that. So here we go. So can you see now how it's all pulling together? Yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
Right, now it's going to go back on the mixer because now it's safe, it's not going to go everywhere. So we're going to get everything off.
Can I turn the fan?
Pardon?
Can I turn around the fan?
Yeah.
Please.
So we're just going to turn that on slow a minute. Just going to turn it on slow because I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. Right, so first of all, we got an offer on tonight, payday weekend. Now, who always likes a deal for payday weekend? Have you got some questions there, Maria?
Well, it looks like it's not working.
What's not working? The feed?
No, the offer that you're going to talk about. John sent me a text saying that, wait, don't say anything yet. Yeah, just going to wait for
Okay.
another 20 minutes.
Well, I'm going to tell you the offer anyhow, because if it's not working now, just hang on till after the live. So John can wait, because I put the offer on, but I might have to go in, press save or something on my computer. Just tell John to leave the computer alone, and I'll sort it out. Anyhow, payday weekend. Everybody likes a deal on payday weekend. So when this live finishes, I'm going to leg it into the office and find out why it's not working. But basically, we've got a free delivery weekend on orders over £25. So normally it's free delivery on orders over £40, but it's free delivery on orders over £25. Now, here at Sugar and Crumbs, we always like to give you something. So we always give you a little gift. If you spend over £20, we give you a gift. This month it's a flavoured icing sugar, and it's one of the new flavours. So everybody who spends £20 gets one of those. So you've got both those deals going on at the moment. So you are still getting your free gift because you spent over £20, and you're getting free delivery on orders over 25, which is absolutely amazing. And that is only on until Sunday night. Okay, so John says it's not working at the moment, and I'm just going to ask John not to touch the computer because this offer wasn't supposed to start until tomorrow. But I don't want to do this live, tell you about things, and people order after the live, and then tomorrow the offer starts. So just wait, and that means I've got your full attention then, doesn't it? Yeah? So Maria, what's John saying?
Nothing at the moment.
Right, okay. So just wait till after the live. Let's do that. And then give me 5 minutes to run in, press the magic button, and then the offer will go live then. All right? I think probably it is. I just did it just before we went live tonight, and I've probably not saved it. So it will be something as simple as that. So, Maria, is there something you need to tell me? Because you're pulling some very strange faces there.
No, I'm just checking the offer.
Right, okay then. So don't bother checking it. I'm going to deal with it afterwards. Nobody else is worried. Let's keep them all here. This is where we want to be. So let me tell you, don't worry about the buttercream, because I've only got it on low. So, Cake Masters, okay? Cake Masters every year do a nominations for awards, and we have been lucky enough to get into it a couple of times as finalists, but we've never actually won. So I would like you to go over to Cake Masters, which is, I think Maria's going to pop up on the screen. It's I was just going to say www.sugarandcrumbs, but it's www.cakemasters, is it .com or .co.uk?
.com.
So it's .com/nominations. When you go into there, you need to nominate us for 3 things, okay? Now, Sugar and Crumbs has been doing free lives for over 2.5 years. It's actually 2 years and 7 months. All our tutorials are completely free. Our tutors who come here come and do their demonstrations free. They're doing free for you. They're doing free for me as well. But obviously I'm buying product off them, and of course I treat them to their tea and, you know, some other bits of things. But what it costs Sugar and Crumbs is, it costs Sugar and Crumbs, I've got to pay the staff. Marie and Shelley, as much as they would love to do it for free, they still have to earn a living. So we have to pay them, and then their girls make videos for you, so you benefit from all the 1-minute videos. So I would like you to vote for early, what's it called?
Best learning experience.
Best learning experience, okay? So I would like you to go in there. So it's cakemasters.com/nominations, and I would like you to vote for us for, what's the nomination, Maria?
Best learning experience.
Best learning experience. Now the best learning experience is about how you feel about how you're taught things. So, you know, like I say, you might find somebody who you have to pay is your best learning experience. But there's lots of people who really appreciate that we give up our time and we do it free of charge for you, and you've learned so many things. And so many of you guys have learned things off our tutors, off of myself, off the 1-minute videos, and not only that, you've become part of our family. So I would really like you to go back to Cake Masters and say, we want Sugar and Crumbs to win. Okay, so that's number 1. The next one is Best Retailer. Now, if you go and look at retailers, go and have a look at how many reviews they've got, and have a look at how many reviews we've got. You know, of course we upset 1 or 2 customers, but that, you know what, you can't win everything. But overall, we have a fantastic customer service record, okay? And if you go back and read our reviews for our customer service, and you read what we do for you as a customer, and even if you're not a customer, you'll love it. The only things that generally upset people is the delivery, because sometimes your courier in your area, it's nothing to do with the company. Could be a grumpy courier and maybe not the nicest one. Sometimes your parcel might get a broken bag of icing sugar. Not really a big problem, we can deal with that. But 99.9% of the time, Sugar and Crumbs offers a fantastic customer service, and so many of you appreciate that. So you guys start telling everybody on here. Okay, so we're looking for Best Retailer, and Best Retailer is the whole experience. Do you like the product? Do you like our website? Do you like the team? Do you like everything about Sugar and Crumbs? Now, if you don't like us, don't vote for us, but I'm seriously hoping that you are going to vote for us. Then the next one is Best Product. Now, I have been pushing, so it's not a new product, it's called Best Product, okay? And I have been pushing Sugar and Crumbs. When we started this, nobody knew what flavoured icing sugars were, okay? And I really want you to tell everybody about how much you love the flavoured icing sugars. Because we do the Facebook Lives, because I pop up often enough and I show you how to use them, you lot are now all becoming addicted to them. And the nicest emails I get, as much as they always say, sorry Carol, so many of you use it and don't even tell anybody what you're using because you don't want them to know. Got so many professionals out there go, Carol, I use your sugars all the time, but I never tell my customers what I'm buying. I'm sorry I can't get you another customer, but I have to keep it as my secret, which is great for them, but for me, I need more customers. So, but anyhow, the thing is, everybody has a reason why they use the sugars, and the sugars are not just for making cakes, it's not just for making buttercreams. You can make macarons, you can make cheesecakes, you can make cookies, you can make biscuits. There's some things you can't make, but you can make meringues, you can make meringue kisses. But there's lots of things you can make with them, okay? So if you haven't tried them, give them a try. It's like everything on taste as well. The milder the fruit flavour, okay, then it may not come through in some of your bakes. So always go for the stronger flavours because they're better. The other ones keep for buttercreams or keep for drizzles and things like that. So we're looking for 3 nominations at the Cake Masters. So Maria, do you want to pop them up? I think it's number 13, 16, and what's the numbers? Hashtags are there, Shelley?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
The first one, the best retailer experience, is the 18.
So best retailer is question number 18.
Yes. Best product award.
Best product.
16.
Number 16.
And the best learning experience is number 13.
And best learning experience is number 13. Now I don't think that's an unlucky number, so let's hope that that's going to be my lucky number, number 13. Okay, so all you need to do is bob over. You can then fill in all the other bits. There's loads of other people if you want to vote for, like the best cake decorator, the best hero, the best whatever. There's loads of other things, but I'm looking for you to support me at Sugar and Crumbs and show Cake Masters how much you really love Sugar and Crumbs, because every year you always tell me this, and every year I've just missed out. So this year I want you to give me that extra special push. Get all your family and friends to vote for us. If you've got 20 emails, use them as well. So but you know, go and tell your neighbour, your dog walker, how fantastic a company we are. And if you don't believe we're a fantastic company, send me a message and let me sort it out. But I'll be very surprised if I get that message. So who's with me on it? Who's going to support me?
Well, there are few people that they have already voted before you said anything, so
voted.
thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we like to hear. So let me know if you're going to vote, okay? I won't be holding you a halter, Anson, okay? But it'd be really nice if you could vote for us. So the buttercream has been going nice and slow over here. So we're back over here. So any comments, Maria?
Well, a lot of people are saying that they are going to vote us after we finish the Facebook Live.
Good, that's what we like to see.
And thank you, Rob, for saying the names and the numbers of each category.
Fantastic, thanks, Rob.
Yes, everyone is saying that they are going to support us. Thank you. And yes, the offer that Carol said is going to be live after we finish the Facebook Live as well.
Yeah, the offer I'll sort out when I've finished here. It's just me. I only made it live just before I came in the kitchen, so I'll probably not press the save button. So don't worry about it, okay? But all orders over £25 gets free delivery. And obviously because you're going to qualify for that, you get your free gift, which is a free bag of icing sugar as well. So if you haven't tried it before, you're going to try it now. So let's get this cake decorated, okay? So I am not going to crumb coat the outsides, but what we're going to do is we're going to make some nice sunflowers. So let me just get some spatulas. Right, I've been talking enough as well. Just put that buttercream in the fridge just for a little while, Maria.
Yes.
Right, because I think my cakes are ready to come out. So let's just get these out a moment. Let's just check.
Thank you everyone for voting us. We do appreciate it.
Ooh, just going to put 2 on there.
Ooh.
Okay. So now, I've got to be honest, I'm not really quite happy with those because they've got lots of air bubbles in. But I think that's probably because of how hot it is here in the kitchen tonight. But they're cooked. Can you see how they're just coming away?
Yes.
That's how you know that they're cooked. They're just coming away. Can you see that on the camera?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So I might just over mix them a bit. Brilliant. So I'm going to take that out of the way. Let's get the third one out over here. They're going to go and cool down. We'll make a cake with them tomorrow.
Carol, do you have any tips if you get grainy buttercream?
Oh, let me tell them about buttercream. Just tell them. Just 1 minute. Just let me get these cakes out the oven a minute. Right.
Got quite a nice audience on YouTube.
Right, I'm just going to bring this here to show you the big one. Okay, so that's cooked as well. That's double the size. So we're going to let those cool down and then we'll tip this out. Yeah?
Perfect.
Let's turn these ovens off.
Well, I don't think it's the icing sugar the one who caused the grainy buttercream, ladies.
Right, okay, so let's talk about grainy buttercream. take your finger out the bowl, okay? So grainy buttercream. You can make, we use the same sugar for all our butters, for all our icing sugars. We use the same sugar, we use the same company for the flavouring. Sometimes you will get a grainy buttercream, okay? So what I say to all customers is, how do you know it's grainy? You've just let everybody know you've stuck your finger in the bowl or your spoon and you've tasted it. If it is grainy, I wouldn't worry about it. Part of it is due to overbeating, okay? So when you must beat your butter really, really well, okay? Then put your icing sugar in and then just beat it for 30 seconds. I left it on very low there. I didn't beat the living daylights out of it. You must beat the living daylights out of the butter till it's light and fluffy. Then you add your icing sugar and then you beat for 30 seconds. If you overbeat, it can make it grainy. What I will tell you is, if it's grainy, don't worry about it anyhow, because once you put it on the cake, you can't tell. And when I've said that to people, so some professionals will be going, oh, hallelujah, that's not right. But let me tell you now, I don't care, professionals. Put that on your cake, and when your customer eats your cake, they're never going to come back to you and say it's grainy, because they can't tell, okay? It's because you've had your finger in the bowl. Right, okay, let's get these cakes together. So, we are just going to put some jam on. Now what I'm going to do is, because it is the warm weather, I'm going to put the buttercream on here, and then I'm actually going to put the cake in the fridge while I colour it, and then we make up some flowers. Yeah. So Maria, do you want to just grab me that buttercream for me again out of the fridge? Super duper. Good. Are you enjoying tonight's live?
Me?
I'll taste this. I'd have my finger in the bowl if I could.
So
Smells good, doesn't it? And this is you can put this into a piping bag if you want to. You can build a dam round here, but we're not going to do that because we need to be fast. Okay, but a dam is when you put it into the piping bag and you go all the way around a nice thick dam and then fill in the middle. Okay, but you never take it to the edge, because when you take it if you take it to the edge now, when you put the other layers of cake on, it'll squash it out. So we don't want to do that, do we? So I'm just doing it a quick way. That's all you need to do. I've got no jam on my palette knife, so I'm quite happy to put my palette knife back in the bowl. So it's entirely up to you. You can splash it on like that if you wish, or you can, let's just put that there. Yeah, so I'm going to put that there. Then we're going to put jam on again. Or you can pipe it round. So it really is up to you, but because of time, all we want to do is make a nice sponge for you so that Maria and Shelley and I can cut into it live and have a piece in front of you. So, do you like the offer that's on tonight? So it's on this weekend, it's on till Sunday night, okay, which generally means Monday morning. There we go, so we need to get this out. So my buttercream is really very soft. I don't normally like it this soft, so we're going to put it back in the fridge in a minute. In fact, Maria, just pop it in the freezer for a moment, please.
freezer?
Yeah. So we're just going to pop it in the freezer a minute, just while it firms up, just while I put this together. So what are you thinking of this cake so far? Maria will tell me in a minute. And who's going to vote for me?
Everyone.
Everyone? All of you?
So we want to have more than 200 votes, please.
Yes. So when Cake Masters say I haven't won, what do I say? Well, my customers voted. Right, okay. So you can do it if you're particular. Okay, we under here, Maria. If you're particular, now it's entirely up to you. You can pipe a dam just so you got a bit over, okay, and then put your cake and then put a bit of buttercream in the middle, or you can just slap it on like this, and we're going for the Carol McFarland slap it on way, yeah? Because at the end of the day, this isn't a show cake, this is us having a nice piece of cake afterwards, yeah? So let's get my third tier that we baked. There we go. How are we liking that? Yeah. Now, normally I would crumb coat it, but we're going to save crumb coating until Monday, because on Monday I've got Danielle Critch in the kitchen from the Cussing Caker, so she's going to show you how to crumb coat. So there's no point me doing it now. I'm just showing you how to make the sponge, okay? Danielle will be here on Monday. She's watching, and she is going to show you how to crumb coat. Now, last time she was in the kitchen, she showed you how to ganache. Now I'm going to get her to show you how to make ganache again. We've got this on offer at the moment, okay? So this is a bag of Karma. Do you remember those Caramacs that we have? I don't even know if they still sell Caramac, but this is the gold Quintin chocolate. It's divine, it's delicious. I've got this on offer, £15 a bag for 1.5 kilos. It is amazing. It's one of the best chocolates that you'll get, and it's gold Quintin. So let me just see, can you see that there, Maria?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so that is on offer now, and it's £15 a bag. So get that tonight while you can. 1.5 kilos, that'll last you for several cakes, yeah? So Danielle showed you how to make ganache when she was last here. I'm going to see if she can make it again on Monday for you to show you how to do it, and we'll use the gold Quintin, okay? But what she is going to do is she's going to make buttercream. I'm going to make the buttercream for her, and she's going to crumb coat the cake, yeah? And then we're going to use drip, and we're going to use fruits, and we're going to use other things on Monday, and I'm actually going to cut up another cake for you and show you one of those. So we're not crumb coating today. So Maria, can you put that in the fridge for me, please? Right, and then do you want to pass me the butter out? These together, 1 second. Where's my spatula? There we go. So what we're going to do is put that one in there, put that one in there. Just going to share it. That smells gorgeous, this. So this is banana and caramel mixed together. So if you've got flavoured icing sugars and you've got half a bag of things, put them together and make your own flavour. You'd be amazed what you can come up with. So, you know, like if you've got lemon drizzle and raspberry ripple, put them together and you've got pink lemonade. If you put coconut and lime together, coconut and lime, lemon and orange together is really nice. Lime and orange, lime and lemons. So plenty. Okay, so we'll get rid of that, shall we? That can go.
Do you need it again tonight? Or?
No, we don't need it again tonight, love. So we're just going to, well, even my gel is really soft. So I think I've been quite brave tonight. What do you think? So where we go, scissors, scissors, scissors. Quite brave in this heat wave tonight, Selin. Is it 34 here in the
Yes.
tonight? Can you believe it?
Jackie Adams said she wished she had a smell of visions.
She had what? Smell-o-vision. Let me tell you, these girls will tell you, it smells really nice.
Yes.
So when you put in your cream, don't stir, okay? Paddle. Now you'll see I'm using metal balls tonight, and the reason I'm using metal balls, I'm hoping the cold from the metal will firm up my buttercream. So I'm going to get Maria to put this in the fridge, just to help firm it up again while I prepare my bags. So we want it all to be yellow. In fact, I'm going to nick some of this actually. I'm going to nick all that, in fairness. Don't even know why I said I'm going to nick some of this. I'm going to nick all of it because I've just realised I actually need all of it. So I'm going to make a big sunflower. Anybody asking questions, Maria? Are you enjoying tonight's live? Are you all hot? Where are you anyhow? Maria, where is everybody?
Everybody's here.
Everybody's here, I know, but did anybody say where they were before? So we've got a lady from Pakistan, we've got ladies from America, we've got all you lovely ladies from Canada, we've got all you lovely ladies. How many men are watching tonight?
Well, we know that the Rob is watching.
Yeah, Rob's ever so good. So let's talk about our group. If you're not a member of our group, get over there and join. We have a Facebook page called Sugar and Crumbs, all about cake community, okay? Now, the reason it's called Sugar and Crumbs, because that's our company name. And it really, we want you to be using our products, talking about our products. You don't have to buy off us, but you know, if you're using our flavoured sugars, and also to share your cakes, even if you're not using them. So, and it's also about, it's a really nice group. It's about giving nice, friendly advice and sharing your skills with other people. The only thing we ask you not to do is sell on there. So we don't like anybody on there selling edible toppers. I tell you why. We don't like anybody selling any food on there, because if we do, it could be condoned that we're approving those sellers, and we can't do that because we don't know where they're making those edible toppers. We don't know what conditions they're making them in, and that's why we can't have those made, be sellers. We also don't allow anybody to sell any edible images on there as well. For the same reason, lots of images are protected. So football clubs, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, lots of images are protected. So I can't have them being, so I can't have people making them in the group. Just 1 second, let me get another colour now.
Basically, if anyone is doing any illegal things, we are the responsible.
So I can't so I can't have anybody selling edible images, because if they sell an edible image that needs a license, you know, Sugar and Crumbs could be seen to be endorsing it. So the simple thing is, if you're a seller, don't come on the group. So that's all we ask, because the idea is for you to share your pictures of your cake. Now, we're not a professional cake company, and ideally, I don't mind whether you've never baked a cake before and you want to show people what you've made. Now, some of you are very scared. Don't be, okay? Share it, okay? You see what I make. I'm not a professional, so you see what I make. So if you've made just a Victoria sponge, then show everybody that's what you've made, a Victoria sponge. If you've just made cupcakes, then show everybody. It doesn't have to be design art. You know, some of these cakes that are really designy and fancy, and you know, you see them from artists all over the world, they're a different league. They're not the normal people like us. They're the like top professionals, and their work is absolutely stunning and amazing, but we don't expect that in our group, okay? In our group, we want you to enjoy baking. We want you to make a lemon drizzle cake. We want you to make cherry bakewell pies. We want you to make chocolate cupcakes. Feel free, that's what it's all about. So, here we go.
Can I change a bit the theme?
You can.
Leia is asking if we are going to sell the new sweet stamp cake toppers.
Are we going to do? Yes, we are. We're just waiting for them to arrive. They're in the post. They're on the way. I think they were dispatched today. So they will be going on the website over the weekend.
As soon as they arrive on the unit, on the warehouse, we have a video of how to use them.
Yeah.
So we will post it.
Yeah. They've only just been dispatched today. So if they get here in time, I will get them on the website. But it may be Monday or Tuesday, but I'll let you know on Monday's live. Right, Maria, can we put that into the freezer for a minute? Right, so I'm just going to prepare my bags. Let me get rid of all this lot out the way. So Shelley, can I give you that lot? Get out the way, please. Okay, and then can you grab me another big pink spatula? Right, so the nozzles that we're going to use tonight is, we're going to use the giant 366 Wiltons tonight, and then cupcake bag, piping bags.
It's not pink, it's red, okay?
Pardon?
This is the pink one is red, okay?
No, a spatula, palette knife, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's my fault. I think I did say a spatula. Yeah, palette knife, sorry.
Well, we have people around the world. We have people from Australia, from Canada.
Now, just because you're from around the world doesn't mean you can't vote for us, okay? So if you're from Australia or America, the competition is open to everybody, and we're looking for you to, I need to put something on there so it burn away. We're looking for you to vote for us at the Cake Masters Awards. So wouldn't it be great if we're at the Cake Masters Awards and we walked away with 3 awards? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't you be proud of us? Wouldn't you be proud that you're part of that? So we're looking for Cake Masters. So it's called Cake Masters Nominations. You go over to their website, you pop in your email address, some personal details about yourself, and then you vote for us. We're on questions 13, 16 and 18. So best learning experience, best retailer and best product.
Yes.
So you can either vote for the Russian Piping Tips, Nifty Nozzles. Don't say Russian Piping Tips. Russian Piping Tips is the copy name. The genuine name is Nifty Nozzles. Okay, or the flavoured icing sugars, and I would like you to vote for one of those, preferably both if you can, if you've got 2 email addresses. That'd be interesting.
Nikki, just to let you know, all the icing sugar are white in color, except all the chocolate ones, which are brown, and cinnamon swirl, which is light brown.
Which is light brown. And we do white chocolate as well. White chocolate is obviously white chocolate. Right, so let's get the buttercream out, Maria, again. So sorry, we've got to keep going back to the fridge. So anybody who's out of the UK won't realise the UK is having a massive heat wave. It's absolutely boiling. The only reason I'm cooling down is because this fan now is full on in my face, and it's full on in my face, and we've got the door open as well. We don't tend to have air condition here in our homes because it's very rare we have a heat wave. So I am using the Wilton 366 nozzle. So I'm just filling my bag up here, and I'm going to have to fill this up quite regular. And what we're going to do is we're not crumb coating our cake. The reason we're not crumb coating is I'm going to show you how to do that on Monday. Well, I'm not, Danielle Critches. Okay? So let me just go on here. Can you grab me another one of them, or another palette knife? Please. Any size will do. Yep, that's it. Fantastic. No.
Can you show how you are filling the bag?
Yeah. So I like to fill over my hand. Okay. Now these piping bags are thin piping bags. I don't generally use these. I normally use the thick ones, but I've actually ran out. So tonight I thought, ooh, I've got no thick piping bags, so I'm having to use these. These are the Queen of Hearts cake piping bags. We sell them on our website. I'm not sure if I put them in the wish list tonight. Maybe we have. No, but we can put them on afterwards. Okay, but I usually do the thick ones. Right, so Maria, do you want to pop those 2 back in the fridge for a minute and grab me my cake?
Yes.
And we could do with, no, in fact we don't need a turntable. Right, just let me think now what sprinkles we're going to use. So, have a little look, what sprinkles we're going to use. So I am going to use, let's see where they are. Now normally I would make brown buttercream, but I'm not going to make it because I really need to decorate this cake quickly. So you can see here now, this is our cake, nice and deep. We're not crumb coating because we're going to do that on Monday, not this particular cake, another cake, okay? And then what we're going to do now is, we're actually, and I'm going to have to refill this bag a few times. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a big sunflower. So we're going to have to keep filling as often as we can. And when Maria gets me out the buttercream again, I'm going to get to put the cake back in the fridge.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just doing a nice big leaf here. And then Maria, do you want to get me the lemon out again? So I'll just get one more leaf. I'll have to do that one after. And get this in the fridge. Set. Let's fill up the bag again. Fun this, isn't it? It's just a quick way to decorate a cake. Really quick way to decorate a cake. So make sure you don't bash it on anything, Maria. So are you enjoying this tonight, team? What do you think?
Yes.
Teen Sugar and Crumbers. How
Well,
are the YouTubers doing?
Well, really nice.
Do you like that name? Should we call you Teen Sugar and Crumbers? Right, Maria, get the cake out again.
Could you please repeat what tips are you using?
I am using the Wilton 366, which is basically a giant leaf tip. I call it the Big Mama on our website. It's not really called the Big Mama, that's my name for it. And it's a bigger version of the 352. So all we're doing is, this is just a cake for the summer for the family. This isn't for a show or anything like that. This is not for your professionals. This is you guys just making yourself a cake, okay? So you're just making a cake for your
Sugar
family.
babies.
Pardon?
Karen Naylor said that we should be called sugar babies.
Sugar babies. There's other groups called sugar babies. We have to be very careful. We'll be associated with the sugar daddies
Ooh,
and
no.
the sugar mummies. We don't want any of that, do we? So I think the sugar crumbers will do. So how's everybody enjoying the live tonight, Maria?
Well, really a lot of loves and likes, so
Okay, so we're just going to go around again.
June asked that when she does the leaf, she always loses the tip of the leaf. What is she doing wrong?
So I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. When you put the leaf on, you need to have the mouth open there, okay? So if ever you forget what it is, mouth open. In fact, can you see it there?
Yes.
Right, okay. So if it's in that position on the cake, it's the wrong way. It needs to be in that position, which you can't see now. So if I put it there, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if you can't remember the girl with the big gob on Sugar and Crumbs called Carol, mouth open, yeah? So you then put it on here at the angle and you squeeze, and when you get to the, when you stop squeezing, you pull. Squeeze, stop squeezing, 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 pull. We don't need any more, Maria. We're done. Right, okay. Oh, in fact, no, I'll have a little bit more. Sorry. Just kidding you. So just thought here now, just going to just put a little bit here, wet it on here. Now what you can do is, but because of time tonight and the heat, what you can do is you can make brown buttercream and use a small round, like a round 5, or just cut the end off your piping bag and do nice little points. But what we're going to do is we're going to use some chocolate balls. So all I've done is I've just picked these up from the local supermarket, but we're just going to put those in instead. And just remember, this isn't your professional cake. This is not one that you're selling. This is not one that you are, this is one for your family.
Well,
Okay?
you even can sell that cake.
Pardon?
You even can sell that cake. I love it.
Yeah. So this is just one for the family. There you go, Maria. Let's go back in the fridge. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to put our chocolate balls on.
Whoa.
Okay. So chocolate balls. What can you pick? I mean, these are luxury chocolate balls. I think I picked these up from what's the cash and carries called? Costco, they are. Yeah. So I think I picked these up from Costco. Or what's the other one? John goes to one. Oh, I don't know. There's one in Stockport where we live. There's another cash and carry, and those were from there anyhow. So you can see what I'm trying to do, can't you, here? So instead of piping, and the only reason I'm not piping because it's so frigging hot here, I don't want my buttercream to melt. So we're just going to put these on. That will give it the effect.
It looks really beautiful.
Is it looking good?
Yes.
Now it would look better if I crumb coated it, but we're saving that till Monday for you. We're going to give that problem to Danielle because she loves
Macro? Macro could be the other company that you're talking about?
No. There's a company in Stockport. It's a cash and carry. I can't think what it's named. Booker's. There you go. Yeah. From there. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we've got that. Then you'll know that I did it in green here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to pull out some green leaves. So can you see?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, Maria's happy. You know what she's going to be eating tomorrow? We'll take some pictures because it's just a bit soft.
Yes, it is a sunflower.
Oh, does somebody get it? God, I can't believe it. Right, great. So there we go. What do we think? Do we like it?
Yes.
Quick way of making a cake for the family, dead easy to decorate. Anybody can do it. Okay, so you know, don't worry. That's why I say, if you're a member of the Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake community, it's not about being a professional and putting up a designer cake. If you can do that, that's amazing. But they're cake artists. They're people who specialise in that. Don't be intimidated by it. You know what? Enjoy what they make, because what they make is fantastic. But be proud of what you make. You know, share them on here. I'm hoping that a load of you are going to come on and post these on, because you should be making these this weekend for Sunday for lunch. Okay, so after your desserts, that's what you should be making. And this now is too soft for us to eat, so we're going to have this tomorrow. So I will get Maria and Shelley to cut some pictures up. I'm not here tomorrow, but Maria, Shelley and James, which is Maria's brother, is working here tomorrow. We're at my home office. They're working here because John and I have got to go down south, but they'll cut it up and I'll get them to take some pictures of each other eating it. So we're going to pop it in the fridge now. So there you go. Do you like it? One last final look.
Yes.
Like it? Yeah?
Perfect.
Super. Great. There we go. Right. There we go. So, the cake that we did with the gluten-free. Let me just see. Right. So the cake is too hot at the moment. But there's the cake, so I don't want to tip it out at the moment. I want to leave it to cool a little bit longer. But you can see the cake, you can see how it's come from the sides.
Perfect.
Yeah? So you see it's come from the sides. I've had the fork in, dipped it in, but we'll show you that tomorrow. We'll take a picture of that as well. Yeah? Super. And then the other sponges are the same. We've got the cupcakes. Do you want me to decorate some of these for you quickly before we go? Or should we leave it?
Maybe we can leave it for Monday?
Well, you'll have better than that then. Or, I tell you what, Maria, get me the two mixes. I'll tell you what we'll do with these. Let's use the 1M. Let's do some rose swirls with them.
Oh,
Yeah, so let's do some rose swirls. So we're going to use the 1M. That's what we do, okay? So, when I finish this live, I'm going to go and sort out your postage for you. So the offer tonight is all orders over £25, okay, is on free delivery this weekend. It starts as soon as 10 minutes after I finish this live, because I've got to go and sort it out, because John says it's not working properly. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you how to make some swirls and some different things. Actually, we'll just decorate these cakes in a bit of a different way. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our bag. Can you see that?
Perfect.
Right, so we're going to open our bag and we're going to just... I don't like using these thin bags for this, so I'm just going to get a tall jug a minute, 1 second, because I like using the thick bags. I like using them best. Why I didn't use that one, I don't know, but anyhow, there you go. So we're just going to put these bags are great for your royal icing, or if you've just got small amounts to do. So pop it in a glass. We're just going to push it round the sides. Normally I do this in my hand, so loads of you see me do this in my hand all the time. But I'm having to use a cup now because they're quite slippy, these bags. So then I'm going to put some green in. So just typical, isn't it? So I've had the green in longer and it's hard. So I'm just going to have to soften that a minute.
Well, everyone was asking you to decorate the cupcakes, so
Right, great.
yes.
So just hang on a minute then. Let me just go and put this in the microwave. I just need to change it to a plastic dish a minute. Can you believe it? It was melting for fun. And now we need to go and put it in there. In the microwave. isn't it? So Maria, do you want to answer any questions to anybody?
Well, everybody is at the moment asking for decorating the cupcakes, which is what we are going to do now.
Yeah.
And yes, we will be posting pictures of the cake and how we eat the cake tomorrow.
Right. So after the buttercream sort of melting for fun, I got Maria to put it in the freezer and now it's stiffened up. So we're back now. So we're just going to put the green into the middle there. And I'll just decorate a couple of cakes for you on a different way with using the 1M Wilton. Now some people love using the 2D. The 2D and the 1M do exactly the same thing. Okay, now I like the 1M. Some people like the 2D. Personal choice, not a problem. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay, it's personal choice, but I like the 1M for its sharpness. So let's just get this out a minute. So squeeze it. And squeeze it until we've got the colour. So let's do a couple of different effects on here. Now cupcakes. So that was our dodgy one there because we didn't have enough batter. So, right, can you see, Maria?
Perfect.
Right, so we're going to go into the middle. We're going to squeeze, overlap, round, round. Yeah? You get that?
Beautiful.
So that's one. I'll put that there. So we'll just do it again. So you sit the nozzle on top of the cake, you go round, pull it down. Yeah? I'll show you what to do on those ends in a minute. So then you want a little hydrangea thing, so you can squeeze, 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 squeeze. Gives you a little hydrangea effect. Squeeze, squeeze, sorry Shelley, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yeah, gives you a little hydrangea effect. Then there's nothing stopping you just doing a swirl. Yeah, so we can do one of those. Then I just need to refill with buttercream again. So we'll get my jar. Refill. So people always ask, how far does your buttercream go? Well, your buttercream go, I've used 2 bags here, done one cake, done the flour, I'm doing these. How far does your buttercream go? Depends how much buttercream you want to put on the cake. So I always say that to people, that's the $1 million question. Depends how much buttercream you want to put on the cake. If you want to put a lot of buttercream on the cake, the less cakes. If you want to put less buttercream on the cake, the more cakes you'll get covered. Yeah? I may as well use all that up, haven't I? Now if you want to make the big ice cream swirl, okay, what you need to do then is you put one blob in the middle, yeah, make it nice and peaky. You go all the way round and round up to the top. Do you get that? Do you want me to do that again for you?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You enjoying this, everybody?
Well, actually, it was one lady that now I can't find who said that she has never used the Wilton 1M with all that variation. She only used it for making roses.
Ah, right, okay. Well, there you go. So we're just going to sit it in the middle. We're going to put a little blob in the middle. And then we're going to go all the way around. Yeah? And don't pull it up. Just make sure you finish it there so it looks nice. Look. Some of you do this funny, strange little blob. You come round, you pull it up, and then you push it down again. You get a funny little blob thing on. Right, okay, so there we go. Right, let's see what we've got here. So we've got that one, we've got 2 of those, we've got 2 of those, 2 of those. Not going to make another one of these. What else could we make here now? Let me think now, what could we make? Ooh, Carol, get your brain on what else you could make with this. Right, so tonight's offer is payday weekend, free delivery on all orders over £25. It's not active at the moment. I'll make it active as soon as this live's finished, and this live will be finished in a few minutes. Because you're all followers of Sugar and Crumbs, okay, I'd like you to show me your support. Maria, Shelley, the rest of the Sugar and Crumbs team who work really hard for you, Laura, and go over to Cake Masters and nominate us. Wouldn't it be nice if we came home with Best Retailer? The one I really want is Best Learning Experience, so Best Retailer and Best Learning Experience. That's what I'm really after. I've been after those for the last 4 years. I get so near, but I don't quite get it, so I need your help and support, and maybe I just don't shout out about it enough. So this year we're going to shout out about it. So I'm going to do the nice leaf on here again.
Can you? Yes, please. Thank you.
Sorry, Shelley. It's okay. Okay, and all I'm going to do then with the one end is I'm just going to do that there. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And I think I've got enough in here to do another one. So now I need to get all these cakes in the fridge then, because they are melting. They are holding. Don't be frightened about putting your cakes in the fridge. Okay, there's nothing wrong with putting your cake in the fridge. There you go. Right, I think I've shown you enough now. We're done? You all like that? I'm fed up now, I want to go home. John's in there enjoying himself after giving the orders. Those girls are here. How long have we been going? Ooh, that's good timing.
Yes.
2 minutes, well done. God, I can't believe it. Right then, so guys, that's me over and done with. I want you to have a super weekend, okay? Enjoy the shopping. Oh, and the one thing I haven't told you about is there's loads of bargains in the clearance cupboard. So we have a section on our website. Our website is sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. In the clearance cupboard, I have put in loads of bargains. Now, they're not things that I'm getting rid of, but it's the only place where I can put them all where I've discounted them. So where you can find them all in one go. So even though it says clearance, it doesn't mean I'm getting rid of them. What it basically means is I've got a ton load of stock, okay? Now, the clearance cupboard we did announce last night on the group. So if you remember the group, you do get to know first. So we did announce it last night, and loads of you were shopping on there last night, bought plenty of bargains. So do pop over to the clearance cupboard on the Sugar and Crumbs website. Also, no matter what you buy, if you spend over £25, it's free delivery until Sunday, so that offer's open till Sunday. Also, because you spent over £20, you get your free bag of icing sugar. And then don't forget, there's the new flavoured icing sugars that we've just released. We've just released pistachio. Pistachio is nut-free. All our icing sugars are nut-free. So how have we got pistachio nut-free? That's our secret, okay? So Cherry Bakewell, never seen an almond in its life. We use natural flavouring. We don't use the real product. We use natural flavouring, but we don't use synthetic, okay? So all our flavours taste like they're supposed to, and there's no aftertaste. So feel free to use them. So they're great for a dairy-free, nut-free, gluten-free. Now, they're only free until you add other things to them. So if you want them to be dairy-free, then you need to use a butter that's not got any dairy in. So you need to be using pure or whatever else there is in your country. If you want them to be gluten-free, well, there's no gluten in the sugar anyhow, but you can add them to your cake mix with your gluten-free flour. Okay, so that's how you use them. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's us is done. No more to tell you, is there?
Next Monday.
Yeah, so Monday we're in with Danielle Critch from the Cussing Caker. She is a brilliant girl. She was over here a few weeks ago. She was meant to be here with Barina, but Barina can't make it. So Barina is coming in on the 12th of August. So let me tell you what the lineup is. We're at the end of July now, aren't we?
Yes.
So we have got Danielle Critch from the Cussing Caker in on Monday. She is going to show you how to crumb coat a cake, and if we can, and the weather's not too hot, I'll get her to show you how to sugar paste a cake, and I'll also get her to make some ganache again. She won't have time to do all three because she's going to decorate, but she'll show you how to make ganache, and when it splits, how to make it right, okay? We may not ganache the cake because she did that last time, so those videos are on our website. The following Monday, which is me, Maria's just said. So the 4th of August, is it the 4th or 5th of August? 5th of August, it's me. So I think I'm making chocolate brownies and ice cream. Yes, she loves them. So I'm going to be making chocolate brownies and ice cream on Monday the 5th. On Monday the 12th, we have Barina in, so she'll be here. She's got a beautiful little cake she's going to make using the Select Island sugar paste. On the 18th, is it 18th or 19th?
19th is Catalina.
19th, we've got Catalina Angel in. She's going to be using the Karen Davies buttercream flowers and the DK Pearl applicator, so she's in. And then we're going over to Spain to see Paul Bradford on his Cake Flicks channel, and we're going to be over there and we're going to be making something with the Russian piping tips. I've got a challenge on for Paul to do, so he'll be doing that. I'm not going to tell you what it is. We know what it is, you'll have to wait. So we've got a nice busy month, and I'll be popping up in between as well, doing some other bits and bobs, okay? So make sure you're around for us on Mondays. Just because your kids have finished school, we still have to work. Don't we, girls?
Yes.
All right then, I'm going to let you all go to bed. I'm going to run in, sort the website out, give me 10 minutes and fire away. Have a super duper weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye, Maria. Bye, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, YouTubers. Sugar and Crumbers. See you, everybody.